from junior school right through to secondary school. Teachers at parents' evenings would always say to me and my parents, Evie would make a great politician. And I wasn't best pleased about that. But the reason I say this is because what I'm about to talk about isn't from my own personal experience, because I've always been quite confident, quite outgoing. But I speak from experience of other people, from people I've taught to in educational settings, people I've worked alongside within more professional settings, and people I've worked with in community theatre groups. Theatre is one of the best, if not the best, ways to boost confidence, and that's not just to stand on stage and sing and act. It's interpersonal skills, problem solving, teamwork, and it aids personal development too, because even if that person's always been quite comfortable interacting with people, it's the emotional confidence boost that's often a catalyst to making changes for personal gain and personal development. I've known people finding confidence to speak to customers from doing arts and theatre, and that's allowed them to go into jobs that they've always wanted to do in retail. They've wanted to be more customer facing, more interactive, and they've been able to do that from the confidence they've found working with arts and theatre. And I used to be a teacher, and I've had students studying performing arts with me and with colleagues who have decided to take a different path, and that's something you think I wouldn't want to be shouting about, but that's not the case, because when we teach performing arts, we've gone over budgeting, scheduling, a lot of improv, which allows for good problem solving, helping people think about what they do in a confrontation situation. We cover marketing, publicity, and I've had students who have gone on to run their own beauty businesses and childcare businesses, or they found the confidence that they needed to pursue a different career, something else that they might have always wanted to do, or something they maybe have a newfound love for, and they've gone to find new education. And it's because of the confidence and the other skills they've found within the arts. And it's not just something that happens in arts education. Out of any intake of any year of any subject, there are going to be learners who go on to do something entirely different. I'll speak about the arts specifically because that's what I know about, but higher education in the arts and a career in the arts is incredibly difficult to get into, and sometimes people get to a certain point and decide they don't want to do that anymore, and that's absolutely fine, because then we are left with lots of hairdressers, paramedics, teachers and chefs, to name a few of people who I actually know who have gone from the arts into these sort of roles, who are more confident, be that in which the way they're able to talk to customers or patients or anyone in a more confident, in a different way, or even they've taken the love of theatre, turned it into a hobby, and that's improved their mental health, which in turn improves their work. And that's something I think we want to think of, is arts isn't always about people wanting to be famous. It's people doing it for the love of it, to help their mental health. Access to arts projects is important for all ages. When we think about children, them accessing music, drama, art isn't something exclusively for the kids who want to do it forever, or even kids whose favourite subject at school isn't remotely arts based. It's teaching young people really valuable interpersonal skills in a way that school doesn't, and it doesn't feel like formal education. It's increasingly difficult for parents. With the advances in technology comes more technically literate children. And we can't deny the fact that younger generations do need to be able to use technology, but sometimes this goes a bit too far, and it's the only way in which children feel that they can express themselves, or the only things they feel like they can have hobbies in. But we need to make sure that these children are able to form genuine and authentic relationships and be able to speak confidently to others and be able to express themselves in a creative and productive way. So when community arts organisations put on things like half-term workshops, we find that so many different reactions and benefits. We've got the children who love performing and they get to do so, simple as. And then we've also got children who have never even experienced arts before, or barely experienced arts, and it gives them a chance to discover it and find out what sort of roles and activities they like, whether it's acting or directing or costume. There's things that you can experiment with. So even if there's no budget for proper sound and lights, but a child or a participant shows interest in that, you can try and talk them through theoretical responses. So, oh, we're doing this scene. How would you set the stage? What sort of set would we need? What sort of lights would we have? Bright lights? Would we have yellows, reds? What sort of sounds would we like? What sort of soundtrack would you pick? And all you need for that is a bit of imagination, a pen and a paper. So there's different ways to work around it, even if these children or young people don't want to perform. And as a whole, we then have a whole group of children spending their half term in a productive, structured and a fun way, learning new skills without the pressures of school, which doesn't work for everyone. The school structure does not work for all young people. And when organisations like Victoria Music make these experiences free or cheap, it opens up these experiences for a whole new demographic of children who might not get the opportunity.